There resided an individual known as Ethan. Ethan epitomized what many would define as achievement. He possessed a well-compensated occupation, an extravagant residence, and a flashy automobile that captured attention wherever it traveled. His life was the subject of envy for many, who aimed to reach the same echelon of financial prosperity, renown, and material goods. Nevertheless, beneath his apparent success lingered a perpetual sense of discontent within Ethan. He craved for more, greater wealth, heightened acclaim, increased possessions. Regardless of how much he amassed, it remained insufficient. He maintained the belief that contentment resided in the pursuit of these aspirations and zealously pursued them, frequently neglecting his own welfare and connections. One momentous day, life veered off its expected course for Ethan. He was informed that his cherished grandmother, the wellspring of solace and sagacity, had departed unexpectedly. Her passing created an emotional chasm within him that material wealth and possessions could not bridge. Memories flooded his mind, moments shared, conversations exchanged, and simple pleasures relished. Overwhelmed by sorrow and seeking comfort, Ethan opted to take a hiatus from his job to embark on a voyage of self-exploration. His quest revolved around unraveling long-standing inquiries concerning existence's essence, the essence of joy, and the unyielding pursuit of aspirations. While journeying, he came across a secluded Buddhist temple nestled among verdant mountains. In this serene natural setting, he aimed to discover the inner calm he desperately craved. Upon reaching the temple grounds, Ethan was welcomed by a tranquil Buddhist monk. The monk's eyes exuded profound insight, and his calm presence immediately reassured Ethan. Silently, the monk gestured for Ethan to accompany him. They strolled through the immaculate gardens of the temple and entered a peaceful meditation hall, where Teacher Ming beckoned Ethan to sit with a warm smile. Teacher Ming introduced himself as a devoted follower of Buddhism for more than 40 years. Over the span of several days, Teacher Ming commenced sharing the fundamental principles of Buddhism with Ethan. He initiated the discussion with the Four Noble Truths, which serve as the cornerstone of Buddhist ideology. Teacher Ming elaborated that the initial truth pertains to suffering, an intrinsic aspect of human life encompassing the pain of birth, the discomfort of illness, the distress of aging, and the grief of death. Ethan acknowledged this reality as he had encountered his own struggles, despite his affluence and achievements. Moving on to the second truth, Teacher Ming elucidated that suffering arises from our desires and attachments. By clinging to what we crave, we invite suffering when those desires remain unfulfilled or are lost. As Teacher Ming explored Buddhist teachings more deeply, he familiarized Ethan with the idea of the middle path, emphasizing moderation and equilibrium in every facet of life. Teacher Ming clarified that the middle path advocates steering clear of extremes. It does not entail outright renunciation of desires, but rather entails adopting a harmonious and attentive attitude towards them. This concept resonated with Ethan profoundly. Traditionally inclined towards either relentless pursuit of his desires or utter disinterest, Ethan found solace in Teacher Ming's counsel on embracing a middle way. As weeks passed, Ethan began incorporating the principles of the middle way into his everyday routine. He shifted away from the constant chase for wealth and recognition, choosing instead to find satisfaction in his current circumstances. Transitioning from a lavish dwelling to a humble abode, he traded his luxury vehicle for a bicycle, relishing the joy of cycling around urban roads. Furthermore, he generously contributed a substantial sum of money to charitable organizations and movements that resonated with his values. Remarkably, upon disconnecting from his wants, Ethan discovered instances of true joy and inner calm. He admired the splendor of daybreak, the mirth of kids frolicking in the playground, and the comfort of a sincere chat with a companion. Throughout his exploration of self-awareness, Ethan acknowledged the significance of empathy and altruism. He noticed numerous individuals ensnared in an unending loop of craving, much like he had been before. Driven by compassion, he initiated benevolent deeds to assist those grappling with their personal longings and dependencies. He served at a nearby shelter, offering nourishment and company to the homeless. He guided young individuals caught up in the quest for material wealth, recounting his own journey and insights acquired from Teacher Ming. Through consistent practice and self-reflection spanning several months, Ethan experienced a significant change. The agitated and dissatisfied person he used to be transitioned into a peaceful and fulfilled individual. The lines of concern that marked his face started to diminish, giving way to a tranquil and sincere grin. His connections with family and friends saw a notable enhancement. Freed from his personal desires, he found the space and emotional strength to cultivate these bonds. He repaired fractured relationships and established more profound, richer connections. While meditating under a tree one day, Ethan reflected on the path he had chosen. He pondered the time devoted to chasing unfulfilling desires and recalled the invaluable teachings of his grandmother that he had previously disregarded. With newfound clarity, Ethan decided to confront his former self, driven by insatiable desires, and rectify any mistakes he might have made. He aimed to communicate his experiences and the knowledge he had acquired to others, with the aspiration that they could also discover enduring joy and satisfaction. Ultimately, Ethan's evolution stands as a poignant testament to the deep insights present in Buddhist teachings. It encapsulates the idea that we should cease desiring and instead embrace what is. Ethan's experience demonstrates that genuine joy is not derived from ceaselessly chasing after wants, but from discovering satisfaction in the now, embracing detachment from materialistic pursuits, and nurturing empathy and altruism. The narrative encourages each of us to contemplate our personal desires and connections, urging us to explore the journey of acceptance and detachment within our individual journeys. This tale might motivate you to start on your personal quest of self-exploration, releasing the weight of unquenchable cravings and discovering the deep serenity and joy that arises from accepting the current moment and its gifts. Recall, as Teacher Ming wisely said, contentment resides not in tomorrow, but in the present moment.